Hello, and welcome back to Hanksy Panksy Honor Among Reams, a podcast where two dumb idiot best friends absconded with Tom Hanks, purloined Dwayne Johnson, and are about to be absolutely mugged by Keanu Reeves. I'm Sam Siegel, and I'm stealing your planet's wildlife.
Stealing all my cephalopods.
Every
Just
last one. Sort of
absconding with all my squids.
an intergalactic Noah.
Yeah. But you also bring the flood, which seems really.
I do bring the flood, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a one-stop shop.
It's like if Noah built the ark, but then also left the garden hose running for
Mhm.
entirely too long.
Ah, shit. I should have turned. Well, what am I
Yeah.
gonna do?
What am I gonna do? I've already built the boat, so
Yeah.
it's fine. This week I am the whiniest little shit.
Do you want to say your name?
Oh, Luke Patrick, the whiniest little shit. Sorry, I thought you meant the character's name.
Nope, I meant yours.
Yeah, sorry, I'm Luke Patrick. I'm the other dumb idiot. Again, just the whiniest little kid.
Oh, whiny little shit. Big thin blue line energy coming from this
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So quick thing, folks, you may notice that there's a little bit of an echo on my end. I got new floors and they're hard and they used to be soft. And so
They're hard.
hard floors. So we're figuring something out over here, but until then, deal with it. Luke, we did of course watch 2008's The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yep.
How was your watch?
Fine. I didn't get to do it last night as planned. Because we went out to eat and didn't get back in time.
Ooh, where'd you go?
Local Luna.
Oh, classic. Good
Fabulous little like cozy spot, nice corner booth kind of situation.
Oh yeah.
I got bison meatloaf.
I didn't know they had that.
Yeah, they got bison meatloaf down there, which was fantastic. So
Excellent.
yeah, but didn't get back until like 8, which is bedtime. So
Yeah.
didn't get to watch the movie. So I watched this movie starting at 8 this morning.
Okay.
And it is now 10 o'clock as of recording. So I am fresh off the take, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
How was your watch?
Standard. I finished the movie around 8:45 last night, and then I immediately went to bed.
Yeah, as you should. 8:45 is definitively bedtime.
Oh yeah. Otherwise, watch was pretty standard. Luke, do you want to break down the plot?
Yeah, we are banging through this, folks.
Oh.
No 20 minutes of us talking about random bullshit this week.
I'm ready to talk about this because I took a lot of notes.
Nice. I got 0 notes, so let's do this. Yeah, I forgot to grab my notebook and was too lazy to grab it.
Good
so
job.
I got a final quote rattling around in this old brain of mine.
And
that's about all I got, other than I got a few notes in my head.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Anyway, the plot: the day the Earth stood still, aliens have invaded Earth. A giant sphere lands in Central Park, giant alien sphere, and of course, the military convenes on the location.
Yeah.
And the cops, which anyway, we'll talk about it.
Oh,
And then a being emerges from the sphere. Everybody freaks out. They're yelling ceasefire, but somebody does plug the being. They take the being. They take the bean. Keanu Reeves, the bean. They take the bean to a secret black site. And the bean transforms into a human being. A human being played by Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
And before all of this, as soon as the sphere lands, they just like kidnap a bunch of scientists.
Yeah.
And bring them to the site, including a geologist. Which, what are you doing there, bud?
A geologist and a civil engineer.
Yeah, I can't tell you anything about aliens, but this is Central Park. It's pretty well planned.
It's pretty well planned. The streets are in bad shape, though.
Yeah, the sewer lines look a little hinky to me.
You got to do something about that.
Yeah. Anyway, the human being emerges. It's Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves does some alien stuff and manages to escape. Goes to Penn Station where he eats a tuna salad sandwich
From a vending
from a
machine.
vending machine at Penn Station. So I want to talk
Whoa.
about that.
Ah,
um. Anyway, and then there's I can't remember her name to save the life of me. Dr. Henson, something like that.
our main character?
Our main character is an
Yeah, Helen.
astrobiologist. Helen. We'll just
Played
call her Helen.
by Jennifer Connelly.
Helen Benson, I think is her name.
Dr. Helen Benson.
Dr. Helen Benson. So Dr. Helen Benson gets a call from the cops at Penn Station. And they're like, "We got your patient here." And she's like, "I'm not that kind of doctor." And they're like, "He says he has your meds," which I love this attitude of like,
Hmm.
"I'm not that kind of doctor. What do I know, lady? I don't know anything. You got doctor in your name. Get down here."
Yeah, I'm just some fucking Port Authority cop. What do
Yeah.
you want me to do?
Yeah. So she goes down to Penn Station and collects him, and then they're on the run from the military, the FBI, the cops, everybody throughout the movie.
Hmm.
Basically, they're trying to convince Keanu not to obliterate the planet, which the aliens, well, they don't want to obliterate the planet. The aliens want to remove humans because humans are killing the Earth
Yes.
and through climate change. And the aliens have decided that Earth is too valuable. There's only so many planets in the cosmos that can support intelligent and complex life. Humans are destroying that life, so they need to go.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah. It's not totally wrong on that one. Anyway, they do manage to show him another side of human life. And in the movie, it kind of ends with them back in Central Park where Keanu decides to like sacrifice himself. There's like a huge metallic swarm, silicon based life form bug swarm
Yeah.
that like rips through the world, and everywhere it goes, it eats metal. So it's like destroying all the
Well,
metal
it eats
structures, and
everything.
it eats. Yeah, it's kind of weird because it looks like it eats everything. Um,
Well, yeah. So
it's
it
like
eats like,
inorganic matter, maybe,
and then also people,
and then also people. So
but
it's
not
a
trees or plants or anything.
no, it's really targeted. I mean, alien tech, right?
Yeah.
They just beat booped in humans. What else should we do? Metal structures,
Yeah.
glass. You know what? Fuck
Yeah.
it. Just inorganic material.
Yeah.
Leave
Diamond.
them diamond. Leave them rocks alone, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
diamond. All metals or minerals are fine except for diamonds.
Hmm.
We want to make sure that the Musk family was emeralds, wasn't it?
Yeah. I
And that
feel
was,
like that. I feel like they would hit emeralds though.
they probably hit emeralds, hit the Musk family where they live. Anyway, he sacrifices himself and the aliens call it off and they leave.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, there's the kid.
Oh yeah, there's a kid. Played
So
by Jaden Smith.
Jaden Smith. Helen has a stepson
Hmm.
whose father passed away. And now they have kind of a contentious relationship. And we're going to talk about this little child.
Yes, we will.
That's the plot.
What do you think?
This movie is weirdly terrestrial.
Okay.
It's very earthbound.
Well, Earth is in the title.
Earth is in the title. It's a good point. I was just hoping for a little bit more aliens, if I was
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah. A little more alien would be good.
Yeah, Sam, before I dig into my actual review, what did you think of this movie?
This movie is infuriating.
Yeah, it is kind of a bit, isn't it?
Um, so infuriating. Having said that, I loved it.
I did have a good time.
It's it is a good time. And I had a lot of fun. I would even recommend it. But it did make me angry the whole time.
Yeah. Now I think we probably have landed on the same reasons for why this movie made me pretty mad. This was a
Mhm.
standing watch, by the way.
I believe it.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that in my watch report, but it was a dad style standing like maybe 6 feet away from the TV, hand on chin,
Jesus Christ.
sort of watching this like I had to go like I don't know, build a porch or something.
Hmm.
But I was, I no, I'll move on. I'm just yeah, this
Yeah.
is let me watch a little bit of this and then I'll go build that porch.
A faux transient watch.
A faux transient watch. Yeah. Not an active participant watch.
Hmm.
Um but yeah, let's break apart what made you so mad in this movie.
Okay. So, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
Jaden Smith's character is the worst. But
Oh,
also,
he's insufferable.
just terrible. But that's actually not the thing that made me the angriest.
Mm-hmm.
I will say at the beginning of the movie, he's playing World of Warcraft, and he dies when his mom gives him a kiss.
Yeah.
And I just gotta say,
Yeah.
if you sorry, I hit the space bar and it stopped the recording, but I have restarted it. It is fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting for you. Um, so if you die in World of Warcraft fighting the Naga because someone gave you a kiss, you're very bad at this game.
You're very bad at World of Warcraft. Yeah.
Because it does just auto fight.
Yeah, you click I mean, you could AFK, and as long as you've pressed one
Mhm.
at any point and are decently well equipped and not in some sort of like over leveled area,
Yeah.
you're fine.
Yeah. So very curious as to what this little shit was doing. But no, um, what made me the angriest was that like everything about how the government was handling this made zero sense.
Yeah.
Because, first of all, we have the person in charge of everything, the person who is, quote, the eyes and ears of the president, is the Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, aren't there like 5 people ahead of her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the other bizarre thing is like, why wouldn't it just be the fucking president?
Because the president, Sam, is hiding in a bunker in his little
Yeah.
hidey hole.
I mean, I do understand that the president is George W. Bush, and that is exactly what he would do. But still, like, it's so weird that they're just like, yeah, put the Secretary of Defense in charge.
You know who needs this? You know who really needs this today? She needs a win. She's getting divorced.
Mhm.
She just lost a dog,
I
a
just
family, a treasured family pet. She needs a win today.
I just can't think of anyone less well equipped to deal with a scientific and diplomatic emergency.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a military emergency.
No.
This is you want like your Secretary of State. They
Mm-hmm.
they do talk good.
Yeah, they do the words real good.
Yeah, they're like your diplomat
Yeah.
and also the third person in line.
Mm-hmm.
I don't fuck man, just like Secretary of Education even I think would be a
Mm-hmm.
better call than the Secretary of Defense because you got to consider that the Secretary of Defense has one tool and that is shooting, blowing up, whatever.
Yeah.
And so when the only tool you have is a hammer, every problem's gonna look like it needs to be blown up.
Yeah. That's how that saying goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's infuriating because repeatedly throughout this movie, someone, usually a scientist, says
Mm-hmm.
we should consider X. And the military goes, well, I'm gonna blow it up.
Yeah. And they're like, maybe you shouldn't. They seem very advanced. And they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, but we are gonna bomb it though.
We are gonna bomb it. Again, hear you on the advanced thing. I understand that this alien civilization has traversed light years to get here, which
Mm-hmm.
is unfathomable to modern physics.
Sure.
But I am gonna shoot a Sidewinder missile at it. We have them. we have Sidewinder missiles. So
I'm glad you mentioned the Sidewinder
oh god,
missile.
is it gonna be missile mountain with Sam today?
A little. So okay. There are two things about that scene that are just like inexplicably wrong because it takes a 3-second Google search to find out that Predator drones are powered by propellers and not jets. There's no reason to get that wrong. The other is that a Sidewinder missile is an air-to-air missile. Why wouldn't you just here's the thing, is like, sure, it's a cool name, but the air-to-ground missile that the actual Predator drone uses has a much cooler name. It's a Hellfire missile.
Okay, that's some like Total War Warhammer shit. That's legit.
Why the fuck wouldn't you just say like, oh, we're gonna fucking use a Hellfire missile on it? That sounds so cool. And it would be right. Why would you just get it wrong on purpose?
Hey, when you're cracking together a reboot of a 1950s B movie starring Jaden Smith, you don't have time to sort of Wikipedia things, man. The cocaine only lasts so long.
I didn't even have to Wikipedia it. I literally just searched Predator drone and saw a photo where it had a propeller on it. And then I searched Sidewinder missile and a thing popped up and said, it's an air-to-air missile.
Yeah. Where were you in 2008 when they were making this movie?
High school.
Yeah, if only they'd rung up Sam Siegel in high school and said, what do you think about a Sidewinder missile being used for a ground target?
It's like, did you Google it? That would be my first question. Did you Google it?
Did you Quora it? Or what was the old thing? I used to do these.
Ask Jeeves?
No, where you could like, it was pre-Google, or like it wasn't pre-Google, but you could like text someone. Cha-cha. You could text people questions.
Yeah, did you cha-cha it?
I did used to work for Cha-cha.
Did you? I don't think I recall this.
I only did it for like maybe a couple weeks. But yeah, it was like, it paid beans. It was like cents on the dollar per answer. But the whole job, because this is back in the Razor flip phone days, before you had a browser, but it was really shitty, and took forever. And so you could text, for those who don't remember this, who are too young to remember this, why are you listening to this podcast? But you could text questions, and then some Yahoo like me would Google the question and then send back an answer. And Sam, a lot of people wanted to know if they're pregnant.
How many were?
Quite a lot of them.
Oh no.
Or they had questions like, can I get pregnant from X? Really specific sexual situation. And you have to be like, yeah, or no. That was a lot of what I did at Cha-cha.
Okay. So that's one thing that made me mad. But the other is, why in fuck's name would your first contact protocol involve the NYPD or any cop?
Any cop at all. Why would you get the entire NYPD, who are screaming at the site of first contact, who has jurisdiction here? Which is a great question.
Just like, fuck off. We don't need cops at this situation. We definitely don't need any guns.
No.
Because here's the thing, folks. If aliens exist, and if they come to our planet, we don't want to pull guns on them.
No. Can you imagine the stupidity of, again, someone traveling light years to get here, and then you pointing, what's like a standard issue military?
A
Glock?
See, I thought you were talking police. Military, that'd be like an M4.
So you pull out a bunch of M4s and point them at them. These people are going to wipe the floor with you.
Yeah, they have energy weapons, guys.
Yeah, they're not only that, they might take out the human race.
Yeah, like maybe chill. Maybe bring them like some flowers or something.
Yeah, instead, let's get the NYPD out here.
Yeah.
It was probably a cop that shot Keanu Reeves, to be honest.
I I can give you the answer to it, but you're not gonna like it.
Okay.
It was not a cop that shot Keanu
Is this
Reeves.
based on the bullet that they pulled
It is
out of
based on the
Keanu?
bullet that they pulled out of Keanu Reeves.
Welcome to Gun Corner with Sam.
I'm sorry. Because I really did think, I was like, I bet it was a fucking cop, because the NYPD will take any cop really will take any opportunity to discharge their weapon.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it was a higher caliber round, so it was one of the military people, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense
Yeah.
because
I
they,
mean, because they're
have
trained.
training. Yeah.
Yeah. If your XO is screaming ceasefire,
Or does not say open fire, you're not
yeah.
really going to do anything.
No.
You're trained, unlike a cop who basically filled out a crossword puzzle, but like an easy one, and was handed a gun and a badge and said, do what you want, man.
Yeah. Welcome to the Union. Um, oof. Anyway. Yeah, and then to back you up a little bit, this weird response to the fact that aliens exist. So they try shooting things and blowing things up.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
It does not work
at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then throughout the rest of the movie, they continue to act like they have any agency or power in the situation.
Yes. My favorite is the big robot, Squirt.
Okay, Squirt the big robot, the big
Yeah.
defense robot that comes out of the sphere.
Their plan after like blasting it and stuff, when that doesn't work, is let's put him in a metal box.
Let's just get a big old metal box. Which here's the thing I was thinking about. So it's like 3 panels.
Mm-hmm.
They put them in a big triangle around the robot, around Squirt.
Mm-hmm.
And then it like auto seals the sides. Why? Who developed this?
Yeah, why is this a thing that exists in the United States military, where they're like, we never know
Yeah.
when we're gonna need to fully encase a 2 to 3 story, roughly humanoid shaped object.
Yeah.
In like feet of steel that locks.
Is this anti-kaiju technology?
But it's not big enough for kaiju.
It isn't. It's a really specific, skinny, 3-story tall kaiju.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's if they ever need to encase the Jolly Green Giant.
Guys, welcome to the Senate Review Board. I'm just looking through our budget here, and why did we spend $35 million developing the giant green giant box?
Yeah, I'm noticing a lot of also like like sweet pea weaponry.
Yeah.
Are you expecting a threat from the Jolly Green
Giant? Yeah, just wanted to flag that.
Yeah. What's going on there?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so throughout the movie they do continue to act this way. And it's pretty infuriating for sure.
Yeah, and then like like they keep doing it. They just keep doing this weird shit, and it's just like, what? Why? And then
yeah,
like, why are they doing this?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, final thing, where like Dr. Helen Benson convinces Kathy Bates, the Secretary of Defense, like, give me a chance. And then
hang on, really quick. Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't you? Someone says, I've had extended contact with the alien. He seems to trust me.
Mm-hmm.
I can talk to him and maybe convince him. And you have no other recourse at this point in the movie.
Yeah, your military, I believe, has been completely wiped out at this point.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you do this?
Mm-hmm. It is bizarre. And then she's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. And then President George W. Bush rings her up and finally decides to take action. For the first time in this movie, George W. Bush goes, you know what? Bomb the fucking place. Just bomb. You know how shooting it has never worked, and in fact makes Squirt bigger and more dangerous? Let's try bombing it, though.
Yeah.
And so she shows up, and then he bombs it, and it does fuck all.
Yeah, it just takes out like a lot of Central Park.
Yeah, and kills John Hamm.
Oh, I forgot that I was in my head because Keanu Reeves can kind of bring people back from the dead if they're like recently deceased, I guess,
Yeah,
or like freshly dead.
like he does with Officer Dipshit.
Officer Dipshit that he crushes with a car and then he brings them back to
So
life.
he never should have brought him back to life.
Yeah. So John Hamm, who's in this movie, is the scientist. Thank you for being here, John Hamm. Always good to see you. Don Draper is in the SUV that it's like tumbled over by the explosion, and he does die. And in my head, I thought, oh, Keanu Reeves will just bring him back.
No,
He
no,
doesn't.
no time for that.
Yeah, none at all. I guess to take 2 seconds to rub some Vicks Vapor Rub in his mouth, which is sort of how he brings back the cop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sam, I want to talk about product placement in this movie.
Oh, okay, good. You mean, where did I write it down? LG and Citizen?
What is Citizen? Is that the watch?
That's the watch.
Okay, because that's my favorite part. So my favorite part is when Keanu Reeves says they're like driving around and they're on the run, and he's like, pull in here. This is the location. She goes, McDonald's, and there's the huge golden arches in the like windscreen, and then we straight up just do a whole scene at a McDonald's.
Yes.
So, because he meets another alien that's been living among humans. Can't remember his name. Legendary actor, great dude, was in Everything Everywhere All at Once. So forgive me for not remembering his name. But anyway, meets up with him, and he's like, I've been living with these people for 70 years, and they're destructive, but also check out this Big Mac that I got. I also got the large fries. You should check out their McNuggets.
Have you seen the dollar menu? $1.
$1, folks. So they straight up do an alien meeting at a McDonald's. But the best scene is the one you're talking about, where she hands Dr. Helen Benson back her phone. It lights up and says LG. And then she immediately looks at her watch, which is also branded.
It just Citizen watch, and it's just like, this is so awkward.
This is like in Haunted Mansion. I don't know if I already talked about this on the podcast.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, because you talked about McCormick.
Yeah, I did, but it's straight up the jalapeno poppers from Burger King. Just like, but almost more egregious, because it's like, dude, we're not stupid.
No.
And also, Sam, do you want to buy a Citizen watch right now?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I've previously said on this show that like advertising doesn't work.
No.
Because again, I've purchased it recently, Urban Stems, MeUndies, and a third thing, and all I've gotten is ads for those things, which I don't need because I already bought them.
Yeah.
Speaking of, the Urban Stems I got were shit.
What is that?
It's a flower delivery service.
Oh.
Yeah. So I bought my wife some flowers for her birthday. And got a nice bouquet, and showed up, and they were kind of squished, and they lasted 3 days.
Oh, damn.
Fuck you, Urban Stems.
Fuck you, Urban Stems. Also, fuck you, McDonald's. Here's why.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm previously a huge fan of McDonald's. Not like Disney level. Like, I don't visit McDonald's and go, hooray, I'm at McDonald's.
That would be, I would have you committed if you did that.
Yeah, but there's a series of McDonald's in the Denver airport, flying in and out of DIA all the time. You need a quick bite, 2 cheeseburgers, a big coffee. It's like $3. Great deal, gets you in the air feeling pretty good.
Does it? 2 cheeseburgers and a coffee sounds like it will wreck your system.
Oh, they're really small. Well, it's funny you mention that, because turns out they do wreck my system because I have celiac. So the problem is that I can't eat at McDonald's anymore. And I looked up, surely McDonald's, a billion served, or whatever they're at this point, the little ticker. Surely they have some gluten-free stuff worked out, since it's like, a percent of the population, which they care about.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, fuck me, I
Yeah,
guess.
they don't
McDonald's
need.
doesn't give a wet shit, which is what I'm gonna have
Mm-hmm. They
if I
don't need
eat.
you, Luke.
They do not, which is hilarious because Chick-fil-A, the modern racist version of Cracker Barrel, um, has gluten-free options.
Yeah, well, they need you.
They need me, I
Because
guess.
see, because they did the racism, and so they're like, well, we gotta sucker in these celiac fuckers.
Yeah.
But McDonald's, they're big enough that they don't have to care.
Yeah. Also, I want to clarify before we get sued. I don't think Chick-fil-A is racist. I do think they're transphobic and homophobic.
Mm,
Uh,
I do think they're probably racist.
which is, I mean, I can't confirm it, but we can confirm.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Cracker Barrel, as we've talked about, is the Paula Deen of restaurants.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Outwardly, blatantly racist.
yeah, they got a bunch of Jim Crow shit up on their walls. So
um,
anyway, yeah.
I can't follow you with McDonald's because I love a McDonald's biscuit.
Their stuff it's designed to be palatable.
Yeah, their biscuits and hash browns are good.
And they're cheap as hell. So
Sure.
yeah, I'm really sad to lose McDonald's. I just wish it wasn't such a big middle finger to me.
Yeah.
That they do not give a shit about gluten free.
Yeah, that is sad. Do we want to talk about Jaden Smith?
Yes, we do. Oh my god.
Because
Okay,
he's the worst part of this movie.
so I accidentally looked up some reviews for this movie. Saw
Uh-oh.
some reviews before I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
No spoilers, wasn't spoiled on anything
Okay.
other than everybody said, literally every review is like, this was a great movie, except for this fucking kid. Jaden Smith ruins the movie, is what somebody said.
Not wrong.
They're not wrong. I thought, surely it'll be fine. They're just overreacting.
Yeah, surely that's
Nope.
hyperbolic. Mm-mm. It's underbolic.
Yeah.
Hypobolic.
Hypobolic of them. Yeah, fuck me running, man.
I wish Klaatu, which is Keanu Reeves, had crushed Jaden Smith with the car like he did the cop.
Yeah. Here's because folks at home, you're probably thinking, this kid can't be that bad.
Yeah, he can.
He can. And the reason
Absolutely
is the entire movie, literally, he finds out there's aliens. One, he's a whiny little shit.
Yeah.
To begin with.
Which we can give him some grace. His dad died fairly recently.
True.
And he's stuck with his stepmom, who he doesn't seem terribly close with. I do understand that's a challenging situation for a child.
Yeah.
However,
to quote Skeet Ulrich from Scream talking to Neve Campbell, this death occurred like a year ago. So you should aren't you going to get over it and have sex with me? That doesn't apply to this situation. But
I thought it was a few months prior.
In this movie or in Scream?
In this movie.
In this movie, it was like a year ago, she says.
Oh, okay.
Which is the same in Scream. Her
True.
mom is brutalized and killed like a year before.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a great way to ask someone to have sex with you, is to bring up that they should get over their mother's horrific death.
Dead mom.
Yeah. Anyway, so this kid calls the cops on Keanu.
So that's glazing over the fact that he finds out they're aliens, and his response 20 times out of 10 is kill him.
Kill him. Yeah, immediately he's like, we should kill him. Like, he meets Keanu, figures out he's an alien, and even then his first reaction is, yeah, we should kill this guy.
Yeah, this kid's a little fucking psychopath because he's like, oh, you're the alien, huh? We should kill you.
We should murder you.
And he's like, well, hold on. And he's like, no, we should fucking murk your ass.
Yeah. And so throughout the whole movie, he's running around, they're doing stuff. And the entire time he's like, why are we helping him? We shouldn't be helping him.
He's should kill him.
We should kill him.
We're not overstating it. He says they should kill this alien a lot.
A lot. Until he suddenly reverses course at like the 85% mark in this movie.
Yeah, he watches his mom get snatched away by like a fucking like CIA team
Yeah.
uh after he calls the cops on Klaatu.
Mm-hmm.
And then he like traipses around the woods with Klaatu and is still saying like we should fucking kill you. And then Keanu saves him from falling into a river, and he's still like, I don't know, kind of fuck you though.
Yeah.
And then Keanu turns a phone on for him so
Yeah.
that he can call his mom. And then he's like, I don't know, this guy's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck this kid, man.
I
And
hate
again,
him.
it doesn't help if he were like one of the kids from Stranger Things and like a
Mm-hmm.
little bit more relatable, I guess, or just.
Sure.
And I don't know if this is the directing or the writing or just Jaden Smith.
He's just
Um,
so one note.
he's one note and it's deeply unrelatable.
Yeah. Plus, again, he's a total fucking scrub when it comes to World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
Like, what a goddamn noob. Like, I'm
What
not
a
big
noob.
on gatekeeping, but like, get the fuck out of here, kid.
You think this kid's going to be raiding successfully?
No.
Yeah,
This
not
kid
even.
would be lucky to Leroy Jenkins a raid.
Yeah, he's still level 1 and he's been playing for 117 hours.
Yeah. And somehow he made it to where the Naga are, which, like,
Yeah.
how the fuck did you do that? You're level 1.
You're level 1, which is incredible because that's how they get you. You level up the first couple times in like seconds.
Oh, yeah, it's so fast. You kill a couple gnolls, some kobolds, and you're
Yeah.
level 5 just like that. But
Yeah.
no. He's still level 1 somehow, but he
Yeah.
made it all the way down to the Naga place, which I
Mhm.
think is near Stranglethorn Vale.
Yeah.
Hate that I know that.
Yeah. Which is weird. I've played so much more WoW than you and Hearthstone, and I am in awe of what you remember from our brief playthrough where we went from 1 all the way to 60 because we fucking could.
Yeah, I mean,
The
you
level
forget
cap at
that
the time was like 80 or 90, but don't.
that I
Yeah.
played it when it first came out.
Yeah. Oh, I did too on
Yeah.
dial-up.
Yeah, Jesus.
Back in the day, I had to play WoW in between phone calls.
Watching just a series of, I assume, photographs as you
Mhm.
explored the world.
Yeah.
But and here's the one thing: you gain XP by entering new areas.
Yeah.
So how is he still level 1 if he's all the way down in Stranglethorn Vale? That's several zones away.
He sucks that hard at World of
Because
Warcraft.
Stranglethorn is a PvE zone or PvP zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's everybody. That's
Mhm.
deep. You gotta be level 20 at least
At
by the
least.
time you get there.
Yeah.
And he's there as level 1? Fucking noob. Get out of
Fucking
here.
noob. Fucking scrub.
Uninstall the game, Jaden.
Yeah. Force quit, uninstall.
Yeah. I do want to talk about, or are we done talking about Jaden?
I think so. I just want one final review here
Sure.
on this character. Do you think this character ruins what is otherwise a pretty enjoyable movie?
I don't think he ruins it.
Yeah.
Because I think to say that he ruins it would imply that it's not a good movie anymore. And I
Okay.
still genuinely enjoyed it.
Yeah, we have been ragging on this thing quite a bit, but it's out of love.
Yeah.
You know?
He does mar it.
Yeah, in a big way. That's a good word.
He maims the film.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So I want to talk about Keanu.
Okay.
Because Luke, I don't know if you clocked it, but I sure as shit did. We once again have a Keanu covered thick, slippery goo.
Yeah. I was hoping you wouldn't bring this up.
How could I not? He sat there covered in thick, slippery goo in stark nothing, just curled up like a baby. He's kind of pod baby Keanu all over again.
Yeah.
Totally shorn, covered in that thick, slippery goo.
Do you think when they were starting to like shave off his body hair, they're like, you know what you're getting into, right? And he's like, oh yeah, I've been a
I've
pod
been here
baby.
before.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of wonder if he insisted. If they were like, yeah, we'll just kind of have you like kind of curled up. And he's like, you want to get some goo on me? Something
Can
thick and
you
slippery?
can you goop me like it's a Nickelodeon awards show?
Yeah. Can you slime me up real nice?
Yeah, can you
Um,
slime me?
and they're like, well, we won't necessarily need to. I'm sure that's uncomfortable. And he's like, well, I actually have this industrial barrel full of lubricant left over from the Matrix. I'm happy to bring it in. You can lube me up in that thick, slippery goo.
Yeah. I got
Um,
this barrel that I took as a souvenir from the Matrix because my favorite part was being in a pod full of lubricant and
mhm.
having to like be birthed out of it.
Yeah. So you want to do that with me? And they're like, we don't have to. And he's like, actually, it's in my contract.
Yeah, thick slippery goo is now in every single one of my contracts.
And they're like, ah, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, even in
So,
movies where it doesn't make sense. John Wick, a movie that may or may not exist.
mhm.
Thick slippery goo.
Yeah, they goop him up real good.
At the hotel, it's in his bathtub.
Yeah, he just submerges in that thick, slippery goo, and then he shaves all his hair off.
Yeah.
So he's just this smooth, slickened creature.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was such a powerful image, and we do see more of his butt.
True.
Uh, so enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But no, so one thing that I do actually remember from the movie, like when it came out, because I didn't see it, but I remember a lot of the talk around it was that like Keanu doesn't act.
Yeah.
I remember this is kind of when that conversation started of like he doesn't act, he just is flat. And it's like, yeah, he's playing a fucking alien.
Yeah. I think it works. It
Yeah,
wasn't taken out by the fact that, I mean, it's a fair point. He's not given monologues,
no.
he's not chewing up the scenery.
But he doesn't he's an alien.
He's an alien. Yeah.
He doesn't work the same way as us. Nobody is showing up to the movie Arrival and is like, I don't know, I wasn't rizzed up by these aliens as they were
Yes. Yeah.
slapping their tentacles on the glass wall.
Yeah. Yeah. Because here's the deal, if he had gone, what would Shatner do? Right?
Oh,
Shatner would have been like, my name is Klaatu. I'm an alien from outer space.
but he would have
I'm here
been weird
to.
and horny about it.
It would have been weird and horny, and like he would have talked differently or something.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, Countess just in a nice suit. This is basically Constantine.
Yeah,
If Constantine were just sort of, he spoke in like monosyllabic kind of phrases and was really flat.
it in some ways it feels like they told Keanu, play Agent Smith, but with fewer words.
Fewer words, and you know all the cool intonation that
Mm-hmm.
Hugo Weaving put into that. None
Remove
of that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be a robot like Hugo Weaving was,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and wear a nice suit.
Yeah. Just wear a suit that you stole from a guy with a polygraph machine.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and it fits perfectly, which is
Mm-hmm.
amazing. What are
A
the odds
42
of that?
long.
Yeah, 42 long.
Mm-hmm.
No idea about what the inseam is like.
Oh, would love to know the inseam. Because 42 long is just the jacket. That's just
Yeah.
a jacket size, right?
Yeah.
So what's going on with those pants?
They fit perfectly.
It is
So
actually I hadn't thought about it. It is weird that he only asks about the jacket size and not like the shirt or the pants.
yeah.
Because he could have been swimming in those fucking pants.
Yeah, he could have looked like MC Hammer.
Yeah, it's like, well,
Um,
I got the same shoulders and arms as you, but the legs totally different. The trunk, we have very different trunks.
yeah. Yeah, man. But it works out.
It does.
And that's what was most critical in this movie is that Keanu gets a nice suit.
Yes. And then he eats a tuna salad sandwich
Yeah,
from an unrefrigerated vending machine
in Penn Station.
in Penn Station, which should have killed him on the spot.
Should have killed him on the spot. Also, I like to think that he's an alien, so he hasn't experienced human cuisine before, but he's in his body
Mm-hmm.
that craves nutrients. So he goes, well, one, he picked it. There's a lot of things.
There's a
in that
lot of
vending
other
machine.
stuff in there. And he goes, no, I want that.
I want D4, the unrefrigerated tuna salad sandwich.
That has been there for God knows how long.
God knows how long. Probably since the Reagan administration. He eats it. This is his first bite of human food. And it is, I think we can all agree, categorically the worst thing you could eat.
There's nothing worse. And so I like to think he decided to kill humanity right then. He said anyone that makes this should be totally wiped off their planet.
Yeah, this is rancid. The other thing that I like about this is that people are like, there's a guy in Penn Station that steals like a ticket from another guy, and they're having an altercation. The other guy, one of the guys, has a heart attack. I guess he just falls over and he's not doing great. Keanu Reeves the entire time just eating the sandwich.
Yeah, this guy is basically like pawing at Keanu's legs, begging for help, and Keanu's just chowing down on a sandwich, even though he's got a wait. No, he doesn't have the Vaseline by that point.
Yeah, he didn't have it,
so he can't help. But and then doesn't he shortly thereafter like have a bit of like an episode? He gets all like dizzy and shit and starts bleeding.
Keanu?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
That's probably the tuna salad sandwich.
Bleeding from all orifices, feeling dizzy. You may experience some vomiting, some nausea, some diarrhea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also want to point out he's just an eco-terrorist.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's kind of all he is an eco-terrorist.
Yeah.
With much more powerful weapons. Because his whole thing is like, you're destroying the planet. It's not you. That's my other kind of favorite thing, is that they're like, yeah, this is our planet. And he goes, no, it ain't.
Yeah.
This isn't your planet. And they're like, are you here to help us? And he's like, I'm here to save Earth. And they go, cool. And it's like, no, he worded that very carefully.
Yeah, he talked to some lawyers ahead of time and they coached him on what exactly to say. So when this thing goes to trial, there's, he's got plausible deniability.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really precise shit. But yeah, eco-terrorist, that's an interesting angle on this.
It's also hard to disagree with it.
Yeah.
Because he says, humans are destroying the planet, which is home to a lot of life.
Yeah.
And they're the only ones ruining it. And I think you could maybe watch this in 2008, go, I don't know about that, Klaatu. My guy, last night, I watched a video from NPR that says that allergy season is getting longer and plants are releasing more pollen because of climate change. And yeah, you should fucking kill us, Klaatu.
Yeah.
We had our chance and we gave up on it.
So we've talked before on the podcast about how people are inventing new words for weather phenomena, or at least I've never heard these before until 2023. Just the other day, we had what I believe was called a microburst.
Rip bunkus.
A gronkle. We had a gronkle come through. A flash gronkle, which is apparently in a storm so intense that it can destroy trees, like blow over trees, and it's concentrated in about 2.5 miles, like a radius of about 2.5 miles.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that's a thing now. I am increasingly terrified of what's happening to our planet.
Yeah, and again, we need a Klaatu to come down, steal a bunch of our animals, and then wipe us off the face of the planet.
Which I like that. So there's a bit in the movie about how there's a bunch of spheres all over the world that apparently are like an ark taking animals.
Yeah.
And I like that the only one that we see is a sphere full of squids and octopuses.
Yeah, that's the only one that we see that like has anything in it.
Yeah.
Which, let them have it, man.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not arguing that.
Yeah.
I just like to think that all the other pods were also full of squid and octopi.
I think I'd be okay with them inheriting the planet.
Yes, they're smart. They're
They're so
capable.
smart. They don't
Uh,
have skeletons. They
mhm.
just squish.
They just squish everywhere.
Yeah. Fucking let them have it. Let them have it
Yeah,
now. Fuck us. We should
yeah,
be driven into the sea and let the
yeah.
octopods take over.
The octopodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
But yeah, I just I stand him.
Klaatu?
I stand Klaatu. He kills a
Yeah.
cop. Great. I don't know how much I should be talking about how much I support his destruction of a cop. But
Yeah.
whatever. He's a Jersey cop, so he's like worse than a typical one, which is saying something. Um, and he's an eco-terrorist. I should not. I'm getting on a list with this episode.
This episode in particular, which is hilarious because the last movie we watched
Mm-hmm.
was about corrupt cops.
It was.
And this one is about aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I also thought I guess it surprised me that he knows our math.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's kind of a theory is that math is universal.
Would it be
So,
though?
yeah, I think it would be. I mean,
Well, but they wouldn't use the same variables.
no, but if he understands our language,
True. Yeah.
which I think back home on his planet, Blixor 5,
Mm-hmm.
does that mean they have like Duolingo for English? And he speaks Mandarin at one point too. Has he been like, oh, I'm on a like 587-day streak with my English?
Yeah, that's what he was doing on the trip over because he they say his craft is traveling at 3 times 10 to the 7th meters per second.
Yeah.
And I looked this up.
Yeah.
It is 67,108,088.8 miles per hour.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's fast, but not really for space.
No, not for space.
Because like Mars is something like 260 something million miles away.
Yeah.
So that's what, 3 hours to get to Mars? No,
Yeah.
like 4 or 5 hours, give
Yeah,
or
something
take.
like that.
That's a short distance space wise.
Oh,
And
in space, that's an incredibly short distance.
he's coming from another galaxy.
Yeah.
Gots to be.
I assume that, when you're traveling between galaxies, you have it in fifth gear. And this is like when you're in an automatic car, you're just like in drive and you just sort of take your foot off the gas.
Okay.
And it's just
I gotcha.
it's creeping,
So so I've been playing a lot of Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
He used the grav drive to get to our solar system, and then he's just using his ship's normal thrusters within the solar system.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Still pretty slow.
Still pretty slow, but you do a controlled burn. You just want to coast in, listen to some Margaritaville, drink a pina colada or two while you're sort of, you're on your way to make first contact. You got to be in the right headspace for that.
Yeah. Also, rip Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Big ups to old Jimmy Buffett.
Pretty sad.
Yeah.
Pretty sad to lose Jimmy Buffett. Pour out a Bud Light Lime in his honor.
And a margarita.
Yeah.
Okay. So the actual robot's name is Gort.
Okay.
But I have half of the acronym for Squirt.
Okay.
And I need help with the rest.
Sure.
Okay, so subject of questionable or unknown intergalactic. I'm stuck on R and T.
Can you give it to me one more time?
Subject of questionable or unknown intergalactic.
Intergalactic.
I have regional reference. I don't think those work.
Relative triangularity.
Perfect. Relative triangularity. Yeah, that's him. He's a subject of questionable or unknown intergalactic relative triangularity.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nailed it. Also, I want to point out that his name is Gort because the
Or
military decides that he needs to be named Gort.
yeah, and it does stand for something. It's like giant organism ripping thongs.
Yep, that's what it stands for.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Um, I will say, the movie is kind of accurate in that the dumbest, worst people are in charge,
Yeah.
because that does feel pretty accurate
And
for
there's a bunch of scientists screaming,
please don't
buy
do this.
property in Minnesota. Climate change is going to get worse. Everything's bad. Please don't do
Hmm.
this to this alien. And much like in real life, they've gone unanswered and
Yeah.
unheeded. So,
Um, as sort of a parting thought, uh, I for the first and God willing last time, I'm gonna say John Cleese had a point.
yeah, our old guy. Well, John Cleese is full of great ideas about Brexit and
Hmm.
race and women's equality. We all know this about
And
John
political
Cleese
correctness.
and political correctness.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, yeah, but for once, Nobel laureate John Cleese
yeah.
in this movie, who plays a well, exactly himself, a Nobel laureate,
Hmm.
um, has some great points.
Yeah, because he's like, so oh, how'd y'all work out Klaatu? And he was like, well, our sun was about to blow up and we adapted.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay, so what are you doing with us? And he's like, well, you're about to destroy your planet, so we're gonna kill you. And John Cleese goes, well, hold up now. Why won't you give us a chance to change like you got the chance to change? And Klaatu's like, I don't know.
Yeah, for half a second, or not half a second, for like 15 minutes in this movie after that interaction, he does seem pretty on the fence about it. He's
Yeah,
like,
he's like,
eh,
I think I am still gonna eco-terrorist you though.
I think this is still gonna go down the way I planned.
Yeah, even though I have a a level of knowledge that would help you all fix this problem.
Yeah. I got
Um,
CO2 suckers. It's like, so I just had my house like air dried.
mhm,
Thank you, Serve Pro, because of our big basement flood that's not poo poo water.
not poo-poo water.
Yeah, I got industrial sized fans in the back of the sphere that just suck CO2 out of the atmosphere. We could sort you out in about 2 hours.
Yeah, it's all good.
It's all good, but nah, I think you just wind up back here again.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You got any parting thoughts?
only that another product placement in this movie is a Honda hybrid.
Honda Hybrid. You know they make a good one.
They make a good one. So that's it.
Well, as I look up what movie we're watching
Which at this
next week.
point is just a tradition that you don't
Yeah,
have it open ahead of time.
yeah. I will say, Squirt does take out Giant Stadium, which is really just doing everyone a favor.
Let's do it. I did think the same fucking thing, my guy.
So let me make sure that he is in this. Because I think it was iffy if he's actually in this or not. Because he's pretty far down in the cast list.
That doesn't bode well.
It does not bode well. Let's see. So, at least for right now, we're going to say that next week we will be watching The Private Lives of Pippa Lee.
Okay.
The 2008 film?
Okay.
Sorry, 2009 film.
Mm.
The Private Lives of Pippa Lee. You want to guess what it's about?
Yeah. Pippa Lee is a not nom de plume. It's a name assigned to agents within the CIA, and there's many of them. And this is about what they get up to in their off hours. when they're
Oh,
not actively spying and confusing the system by all having the same name.
okay. I like it. I think The Secret Lives of Pippa Lee is a story about Keanu Reeves is named Pippa Lee, and he has several secret families, and he's juggling it, and it's kind of a dramedy.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot. Yeah, it's like Modern Family, but if there were 7 other families.
And they don't know about each other.
They don't know about each other. Yeah. You can watch it on Bravo coming this fall alongside Extreme Sisters.
And just in case, I'm going to hedge our bets here. If it's not this one, it will be 2010's Henry's Crime, which was, I'm just going to say, pooping in a mailbox.
Yeah, and then hitting that mailbox with a baseball bat at speed.
Federal crime.
Yeah.
Well, folks, thanks for listening to another episode of Hanksy Panksy. You can find us on Facebook at Hanksy Panksy Podcast. You can find us on Instagram at Hanksy Panksy Pod. You can send us an email at hanksypanksypod@gmail.com. We're over on Blue Sky at Hanksy Panksy, I believe. We don't have Twitter because Elon Musk hates Jews. And we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/HanksyPanksy. We got a lot of fun stuff over there. We're catching up on some of our exclusive episodes. And you check us enough money, you can be one of Hanks's heroes, like Tuck and Daniel. And fellas, I would try to protect you from Squirt.
Nice.
Yeah. Luke, do you have a final quote?
I do. It's yelled out of a pickup truck after dropping off Jaden Smith and Keanu Reeves, and it is, "Woo! Into the world, baby!"
So good. Oh, shit. Well, folks, thanks for listening to another episode of Hanksy Panksy. Honor Among Reeves. We'll be back next week with 2009's The Secret Lives of Pippa Lee. No, Private Lives. Fuck. Whatever.